Hello, welcome back to me reading The Wizard's Companion yet again. It's been a while, hasn't it? But that's fine. We have a lot to read. I haven't played this game in a while. I just finished playing Detention for the first time. I only played for about an hour and I got really scared. And it's 1 in the morning. So I was like, let me come to my happy place where nothing scares me. And let's read some magical things. See where we left off. Okay, so can't forget to do the telling stone stuff first, seeing all the creatures we've seen so far. And our first newbie is Gobfather. Hardly the most graceful fighter, but one should not underestimate the damage this creature can do with its beloved knife. Oh, Gobfather. Up next we have Burly Hurley. It works out non-stop and boasts a punch that can knock enemies into the middle of next week. He doesn't work legs though. Here we have Stabberwocky. Its spear has been handed down for generations, but it is blissfully ignorant of its true value. Interesting. Okay, we have another sheep friend, Bobby. Its body exudes a sweet scent, and its mellifluous singing voice could send anyone to sleep. That's kind of nice, actually. Ooh, and look at this really awesome one here, looking like a Pokemon. Next to the black of its back, this creature's striking red head draws the eye, but it is its mighty tail which does the damage. This is a cool looking one. This was like almost like a Digimon. I don't remember fighting this. We have Major Bird. This creature flies like the wind and attacks with razor-sharp talons. Here we have Electrongo, which was one of our new, we took Grongo, whatever his name is, Gogo, and made him, this is his final form, one of his final forms. So hopefully we'll get the other one somehow. Okay, Electrongo. Don't be fooled by its cuddly appearance. Its powerful lightning strikes can crisp a foe in an instant. Looking like a mage. Very professional. Here we have Horrid Floret. A highly dangerous creature, known for its aggressive nature and the razor-sharp toxic petals atop its head. Man, another, familiar I don't remember fighting. This one looks really cool. It's a very gothic flower. I love it. Here we have Jackrabbit. It always has its beloved wrench in its hand, whether it's eating, sleeping, or fighting. I like this helmet more than the other one, I think. Oh, here we have Psyche. It loves leading travelers astray. If the leaf on its head is touched, it responds with a body slam. Found a lot of these turbanded type of creatures. This is Turburn. This secretive creature dwells in the middle of the desert and keeps its face hidden so no one can tell what it's thinking. I do that sometimes too, especially when I go outside. Next we have Turbid Myth. This creature lives on the shipwrecked shore, where it can often be seen wielding flames with consummate skill. Here we have Spitooligan. Spits stones at anyone who looks at it sideways. It hates it when larger pebbles jam its blowpipe. This jolly japester loves to leap out at any hapless explorers it finds, poking around the ancient ruins it calls home. Oh, Hot Cog. See, because Sprogcog, this is one of my favorite familiars in the whole game. I think it's so beautiful. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. A troublesome tyke who can grind its cogs to make fire and loves nothing more than meddling with modern machinery. We just evolved it, basically, because we had this. I forgot what I named it in this game, but it's so pretty. Okay, look at this. It's so awesome. Steam Man? I do not remember fighting this! Driven by the mighty power of steam, this creature can fly and even the stoutest foe with an unstoppable charge. Look at this guy. This guy is so cool. He's like an original Transformer. We have Clink. Can't even say this one. Clinkety Clank. A creature born from a child's love for his favorite toy. It clanked into life one night after he had gone to sleep. Yellow Buncher. I don't really like these. I don't like stuff that looks like this. Okay. Spends most of its waking hours basking in the sun, and I don't even like bananas, and has been known to rage out of control when disturbed. Bananas are good for you though, potassium, but I do not like them. Okay. I have to like force myself to eat bananas when my body is craving potassium. Soldier Bumbler, another one of my familiars on the bottom of my list. An elite warrior who can use leaves as deadly blades, cutting foes faster than the eye can see. Here we have Snap Trap. It likes to lurk in the dark, waiting for prey, with its sharp teeth and strong arms at the ready. Sillymander. This peace-loving creature favors scenic spots by the water. Sadly, its gaudy scales mean it cannot hide from predators. Oh, it's a peace-loving creature? We gotta get one of these. Chloroboros. Oh, so cool. I just love this design. Its unfortunate habit of sucking on its own highly toxic tail makes the observers worry about its well-being. I mean, you know what's interesting? Cats, I think, and a lot of animals will hold on to their tail when they're in distress. Like, not even like playing with it. It's like when they're stressed out or something. I heard that somewhere. Don't quote me. Oh, lesser spotted naiad. We also evolved this one. This rarely seen creature travels the land, bringing bountiful harvests to the places it visits. This is another one of my favorite designs. It's so pretty. Like, this is why I wish I looked like. I wish I looked like this. If I could choose my form. We have Beachhead. A fan of tricks and japes. Just that japes. It loves shocking unfortunate fishermen who stray too close. This is like what mermaids probably look like. Something. We also evolved Kim. We picked Sugar Plum Sprite. Its life force is tied to the berry atop its head. If it withers, the poor creature will expire. Ooh, that's sad. I didn't know that. Kim is one of my favorite familiars. My best friend. Oh, wow, look how beautiful. Najapatra. A haughty creature, it rarely allows itself to be seen, but charms all who do catch sight of it. Look at that. Very interesting. This is Pompeii. This reminds me of the bombs in Final Fantasy games. This little creature spits flame when it laughs. The louder the laugh, the fiercer the fire. Look at it, dude. Oh my gosh. That's a good one. Oh, Sunshade. A real malevolence lurks behind this creature's veil. The spike on its head serves as a warning of its true nature. Here we have Boogie or Bougie. Probably Boogie. It favors floating among headstones and can transform itself into an airy-looking candle. That's right, I don't think I've been back to one of these Wizard's Companions since I've been to like I forgot what it's called. Oh, the Tombstone Trail. Wisp. When its floaty fellow isn't hanging around with others of its kind, it likes to creep up on people and make them jump. Interesting hobby. Interesting. You have Girl Fiend. Back from beyond the grave, this spirit is forever seeking its lost love. Zombo. A creepy creature born from a soul that could not rest in peace. Its ceaseless moaning is deeply disturbing. I'm not a zombie fan. I love zombie movies and stuff like that. They scare me so much though. Like, I just think they're so creepy. Then we have Zombo Swain. A creature born of a drowning sailor's lamentations. It is forever searching for fresh blood to suck. And you have Captain Zombo. I do not remember fighting these people. The bitter grudges of a dying pirate captain gave birth to this creature. It sets sail every night along with its undead crew. It's like Davy Jones. We have Egg Roll. This poor creature was born before it was fully formed, and so has been swaddled in bandages. Magmadam. Now who was this? Oh yeah, so we fought Mademoiselle. It was like a special creature to fight on Old Smoky, like part of a quest. And so Mademoiselle and then Magmadam. A volcanic superstar born from ore-rich magma. Beware, her head erupts when she gets overexcited. Creepy. Okay, we have Blubber Bubbler. It attempts to eat everything it sees and has been a symbol of calamity among seafaring folk. I like it. Oh, ogre. I like monster creatures. Okay, this hard-working Hulk is too busy to trim his bushy eyebrows and beard. He doesn't need to. It's good. Then we have Fire Ogre. This brawny brawler packs a powerful punch and sports mean-looking spiked wristbands. Man, I have amnesia. How come I can't remember fighting these people? Oh, Fluvius Maximus. I do remember you a little bit. The ancient god of rivers. Anyone who stands in his way are washed away by powerful currents. Really cool. You know what I like about this? It's like, you wouldn't think that a river guardian would be a bird. I feel like you wouldn't. But if you think about it, there's a lot of like aquatic birds. Like birds are like, you know, like ducks and stuff like that. Of course a bird could be a guardian of a river. I'm saying this to myself because I didn't ever consider that. And I just like that he's guarding the river. And he's blue. Oh yes, the infamous Porco Grosso. I think it took me 160 years to defeat this thing. Okay, the latest version of the famous tank design that has helped defend Hamlin's borders for over a century. Now, if you're looking at this up close, when I was battling this thing was destroying me. It was absolutely relentless towards Oliver, who was my, my ride or die. But if you look at this thing, this is a really beautiful machine. This is a well-designed, shiny, glossy machine. I can get with it. Oh yes, Candela Abracadabra. I think this one also was killing me a lot. A lot of the bosses, were destroying me. I think I'm obviously I'm winning because I'm getting past them, but it's taking me some time. Candela Abracadabra. It uses its uncanny candles to fight and can befuddle the unwary with its eerie voice. Every design, honestly, all these monsters, these big bosses especially, they're such great designs. It's crazy. Okay, Red Dragon also took me a long time to defeat this thing. This ferocious worm's fiery breath can reduce everything in sight to ash in an instant. And we actually technically didn't even defeat this one because this was what's his face's pet. So we called it off, We proved ourselves worthy. Oh, Denny's nightmare. That little boy? When Denny lost his confidence, this spirit plunged him into the darkest despair. Oh, Apep. Also, I just love it. I just love stuff like this. This giant serpent once commanded a vast army and fought for the Wizard King. It commands both wind and lightning. Look how cool. Look at his beautiful tail. Are you kidding me? Look how much care went into this. The color grading, everything. This is such a cool thing. You know what I wish? It's gonna sound strange. I wish it didn't have arms. I think that's the creepiest part for me. Okay. The last new boy. Refrigerator. My Agamemnon. This is the reason. The number one reason that I was basically able to get through any of those boss fights is because of Agamemnon. He is everything to me. Okay. A cold-blooded creature in every sense, it possesses sharp fan-like wings and air plumage, which it brings to bear on foes who stray too close. He can do it all, alright? He's a snow water type, so sometimes he does fight things that will kill him, but he's untouchable, really. I wish other familiars would be on his level, but... Okay, so that's all the familiars we've seen so far, whatever you want to call them, I forgot what they're called. Okay, species tamed 66. I didn't know I have 66 familiars, or that I have tamed that many. Species defeated 131, alright? So, we still have to, eventually make our way back to, look at 77%. Those Vaults of Tears. We have a we have like every place almost has stuff that I need to go back and check. But we have a dragon now. We can like also fast travel. So eventually, hopefully, I'll get to those things. Okay, progress report. Wizard's Companion completion 55%. We're more than halfway done with the book. Creature Companion completion 35%. We're only 35% Creature Compendium. Okay, task completion 39%. Is this my side quest? Alchemy completion 10%. Are you kidding me? Hidden treasures found 11 out of 100. I wonder if that's the green treasure chest. I wonder if those are those. I don't think so. I don't think I've found 11 of those yet though, but maybe. I wonder what this last one's gonna be. Okay, so as usual, we're gonna go through the book and we're gonna read over whatever we haven't read yet. That's not like in game. Okay, so rune number 9, travel. I think this is how we fast travel. Traverse continents and oceans in the blink of an eye. The key to instantaneous transportation is the ability to imagine yourself at your destination. It is not enough merely to picture the scenery. All the senses must be engaged. You have to focus until you can hear the sounds, smell the aromas, and taste the air of the place in question. Naturally, this makes it impossible for a wizard to use this spell to travel to a location they have never visited. This is really interesting, and I wouldn't even say that actually that would be impossible, because I feel like if you studied a place enough in books, you could imagine the smells and things that I feel like you could. Like, I feel like you can get really close. Also, this reminds me of like in Harry Potter where they jump through that thing and they either have to say the word. Okay, there's two things in like the first Harry Potter movies, right? When you jump through a place, okay, I can't even. You have to say the word of the place, right? If you say it wrong, you'll end up somewhere else. Because that's what happened to Harry Potter when he ended up in that like seedy place. Do you know what I'm saying? He's gonna say Diagon Alley or whatever. Okay, but then there's also that thing where they I forgot what it is, but you have to imagine where you want to go. And if you lose connection, you can hurt yourself, because that's what happened to Ron, right? Where Hermione was like, oh, I was trying to imagine one place, and then I changed to another place, and I can't believe I'm talking about this. It's 1:30 in the morning, okay? So, that just reminded me of that. That's all. Thanks for listening. Okay, so I don't think I read Magic Lamp. This is what we were using in the Tombstone Trail. To like light stuff up, you know, when it's dark or whatever. Right? Bring light to even the darkest nook. And I think we even had to use this for like a puzzle. This spell brings a warm glow to the dingiest dungeon crevice. Though it burns for only a short time, the magic lamp shines as brightly as the sun itself. That's kind of bright. Just be sure not to fall into the same trap as many a foolish wizard before you. The lamp does not overcome the darkness, and it does not protect you from it. The darkness remains. It is something to be feared. Okay, and we have vacate. Make a hasty exit from a perilous situation. Fleeing in the face of danger is sometimes the wisest and the bravest course of action. This spell allows you to do just that, no matter how many walls stand between you and freedom. Note that the sheer intensity of the translocation process makes it unsuitable for long-distance travel. It will, however, reliably extricate you from any cave, maze, or gingerbread house that you happen to blunder into. Also very useful if you're like doing dungeon crawling or something, like, I don't know. I think I've used it once, not often. Seek Fortune. I love this also, the like chart chest, like this Seek Fortune you can use on your actual map. Chart chest is like when you go into like a place, like a dungeon or a town, and you can see all the treasure chests, but like Seek Fortune shows you the stuff that isn't even a chest. Like you can't see it. It's like those little markings on your map that like you know that there's something there. And I've gotten lucky just like guessing where stuff is at, but this takes away all the guesswork. You just gotta know where it is if you use this. Mark your map with locations of hidden treasure. This spell makes it easy for wizards to locate treasure in the vast expanses that lie outside a city's walls. Used in conjunction with chart chests, it ensures that no treasure chest remains hidden for long. Though it is an extremely useful spell, those who reap its benefits are urged to use their newfound riches wisely. Fuse. I definitely haven't used Fuse. I don't think I even remember getting this spell. Produce wondrous new items that are greater than the sum of their parts. While wizards can rely on their cauldron for most necessary provisions, There are some items that even alchemy cannot produce. Okay. Oh, I did not know this. Should you find yourself in need of one, it is worth giving this spell a try. No item is beyond the reach of the master of fusion. What? Why are we learning this? Oh, okay, alchemy is hard enough. Oh, breach time. This is like that spell we could only use once. Pick a point in time and leap across the continuum. Though fraught with danger, this is the only method by which a wizard may take a leap through time to a moment of their choice. And you can only use it once. The spell is overwhelmingly powerful and can only be used once in a wizard's lifetime. Once time has been breached, one cannot go back. Of all the spells available to a wizard, the casting of this one in particular requires careful consideration. And we used this spell to go get the Morningstar wand, which was actually completely useless to us because it didn't have any of the stones. But we have it now. It was the only way we could get it because Shadar and his cronies and the White Witch, was who I think that is, they thought they got rid of it, but they didn't. Okay. Ward. Raise a magical barrier that deflects magical attacks. Ward is a simple spell, yet the barrier it produces is very effective at blocking magical attacks. If attack is the best form of defense, then perhaps the opposite is also true. The moment after an enemy attack has been successfully deflected is often the best time to launch a devastating counter. Insight, Rune 31. Reveal the hopes and dreams invested in an object. This is how we found where the stones are hidden on the map. Objects that have been in a person's possession for a long time are said to be imbued with their owner's thoughts and ideas. Such objects retain these thoughts even after the owner's death, revealing them only to the wizards who use this spell. Be aware that people want to entrust their most personal secrets to their possessions, meaning that the information you glean should not be treated lightly. This is actually very interesting and super true. Because think about, like, even as a child, if you talk to your dolls and stuff like that, I feel like adults do talk to their stuff. Like, even their phones, like, talking out loud to things. So that would be actually kind of like a dangerous spell. Shift shape. I don't think we've done this one yet. Change your appearance to become a perfect copy of another being. An extremely powerful spell that allows the caster to adopt all the characteristics of another living thing, from the mannerisms of a wizard to the flying ability of a winged beast. Heading out into the field and studying creatures in their natural habitats will increase the number of alternative forms you can adopt. Interesting. Oh, we gotta get on that. Why don't we just turn ourselves into a dragon? Why do we even have to get a dragon? Okay, shrink. Reduce your body to a fraction of its size. I can't wait to use this. Though if we get to. Though rarely acknowledged, the size of a wizard's body can sometimes limit the options that are available to him. This spell makes the caster small enough to fit into someone's pocket, allowing one to slip in and out of mouse holes and explore the worlds of the miniature. Simply drawing the rune again reverses the spell's effect, a fact to remember in the presence of cats. Hey, Arrow of Light. This was really great when we were at the Tombstone Trail. Pierce your enemies with an arrow of radiant golden light. This spell, which produces gleaming arrows that soar through the air, is known for being especially effective against nightmares. I need to keep that in mind, because I don't think I've been using it on nightmares. Additionally, it is claimed that some ancient sages would fire such arrows into the night sky as a means of communicating with distant companions. Further proof that adaptability is the hallmark of a great wizard. Quake, Rune 48. Cause the ground to tremble and bring enemies to their knees. This spell causes the earth itself to shake, raising both enemies and buildings to the ground. Much like thunderstorm and cloudburst, each quake is in fact a natural blessing, and it is necessary to give thanks when drawing the rune. Note that foolish wizards who take a tumble as a result of their own quake are roundly mocked within the magical community, so do take care. I mean, that's not so bad. I feel like that's like just a hazard of your job. Poison apple. Conjure up an apple that drips with deadly venom. I mean, I can't imagine Oliver ever using this because he's such a goody-goody, you know? The apple produced by this spell will kill you when eaten, though it is only a temporary death. Oh! We already used this! We used this at the Tombstone Trails because they wouldn't let us in unless we were dead. To like whatever. And so it, like, when we ate it, we became like, they could feel our like lack of life, basically. It is not the most popular spell for understandable reasons, but young wizards would still do well to master it. If you crave life, brave death. Would seem a questionable mantra, but there may yet be some shred of truth in it. Sorry, I can't read. So I believe we have just one new tale of wonder. I'm gonna try to read this without falling asleep because it's almost 2 in the morning. Sorry if I'm slurring my words and things stop making sense. I'm gonna do my best. Okay? But this is the 4th tale, The Bear Man and the Princess's Tears. A kidnapped princess. The king of a peaceful kingdom had one daughter, whom he loved very much. This princess was very brave and very wise, and assisted her father in ruling the kingdom. Hard by the edge of the kingdom was a steep mountain. No one ever approached it, however, for it was known that a witch lived in a cave at its foot. This witch had long had an inclination to rule the kingdom herself, like Ursula, but the fearless princess never failed to foil her plans. The witch had an apprentice who was top half bear and bottom half man. Okay, let's think about this. Top half bear, bottom half man. Interesting. Like a werewolf, I guess, but it's interesting. This apprentice was known as the Bear Man, for that was his name, and was fearsomely strong, but very dull-witted, and always carried out the witch's command to the letter. One day, the Bear Man was in the cave making potion when the witch returned with a young woman. It was, yes, the princess who was always ruining her plans. Was she caught her? The Bear Man looked at the princess and was twice shocked. Firstly, at how wondrously fair she was, and second, at the sight of her hands and feet, which the witch had turned to wood using magic. Oh, like Frambo! Look after the princess, the witch commanded the Bear Man. Do not let her go hungry or shed a single tear, else there shall be trouble. The Bear Man immediately went to fetch some fruits and preserves from the larder. Since the princess's hands had been turned to wood, the Bear Man tried to put the fruit in her mouth directly. But the princess turned away from him and looked instead at the witch. What will you do with me? I shall tell your father that I have taken you. She's gonna hold her for ransom. Hostage, the witch replied. Oops. I shall tell your father I've taken you hostage, the witch replied, and demand his kingdom in return for your freedom. That would be a waste of time, retorted the princess. Father is always telling me not to believe anything witches say. He will not trust you, even if I am in mortal danger. Silence! Shrieked the witch, and with a wave of her wand cursed the princess, who became quite unable to speak. The witch had stolen her voice. This is literally the Little Mermaid, kind of. The Bear Man's duties. The next day, the witch went to the palace to negotiate with the king, and was left to the Bear Man to provide their royal hostage. The Bear Man liked looking after the princess. He felt sorry for her. With her wooden limbs and stolen voice, he tried his best to take good care of her. Did they say how the Bear Man came? Oh my goodness. They didn't say how the Bear Man, came to be. He just is. I just want to know if she made him this way. The bear man liked looking after the princess. He felt sorry for her with her wooden limbs and stolen voice, and he tried his very best to take good care of her. The Bear Man was in fact very kind, you see, and despised doing evil things. He was happy knowing that the witch would not scold him for being kind to the princess. After all, it was the witch herself who had commanded him to look after her. But while the princess did not shed a single tear, neither did she smile as much as once. The Bear Man used the finest ingredients of the dishes that he hoped would make the princess happy. But when the meals were served, she would do no more than stare at him in total silence. Now, the Bear Man knew that the princess would only smile when her hands and legs were free again. How about when she's not literally kidnapped, and she had regained her voice? But the Bear Man could not lift the curses himself, and he knew that the witch would never do it. All he could do was continue to cook fine meals for the princess. I kind of want to see the food that he was cooking. Let me see. What you got? Can't really make it out. Don't really look that great. I want to see. Oh my gosh. If I click out of this one more time. I want to see his legs so bad. The princess who wouldn't cry. Several days passed, and still the king would not listen to the witch's demands, just as the princess had foretold. But this did nothing for the witch's mood, of course, and was okay. This did nothing for the witch's mood, of course. And one morning, when the bear man was bringing food to the princess as usual, the witch shouted at him, "Why are you wasting such good food on her? Anything will do as long as it stops her from crying." I thought she wouldn't cry. What stops her from crying? I thought she wouldn't cry. But I thought that the princess would be happier if she could eat fine foods, mistress. Who told you to make her happy? With that, the witch snatched up her wand and, with a flick of her wrist, rendered the princess stony deaf. She then proceeded to tell the bear man a secret. "There is a reason why I told you to stop her from crying. I thought that she wouldn't cry. I thought she wouldn't cry at all." "What? If she sheds but a single tear, all of her curses will be lifted at once." Interesting. I like that, what is it called? Not nuance, but whatever. Okay, the bear man now realized that the witch had not wanted him to be kind to the princess, or to look after her. She had simply wanted him to stop her from crying. He now knew what he had to do to make the princess happy once more. The next time the witch left the cave, the bearman put his paw around the princess's rosy neck and started twisting. Oh, okay, I get it. He wants to make her cry so that she can be free. But yeah, she still did not cry. The bearman felt he had no choice but to strike her. He was strong. Yeah, he's gonna do some damage. And the poor princess was unbalanced on wooden legs. She fell to the ground violently. He can't think of another way to make her cry. Pretend her dad died or something. "Now cry, I beseech you. Cry, and all your curses will be lifted." You can cry if I'm also laughing. Let's not forget. The deaf princess... Oh yeah, she can't even hear him. The deaf princess lay on the ground, clearly in pain, yet still she did not cry. She simply continued to stare directly at the bear man. The bear man, for his part, resolved to treat the princess with great cruelty. He stopped feeding her, set snakes and insects upon her, and pulled out her beautiful golden hair. I do not like this story, and I do not like the bear man. I think people can have really great intentions and just go about them in the most terrible ways possible, and that's what I feel like I'm reading here. The bear man tried his best to be brutish, but when he looked upon the princess in agony, he felt so sorry for her that he started sobbing. Though he hurriedly wiped the tears away with his big paws, knowing that he must not let the princess see him crying, it was too late. The princess had realized that something was amiss and resolved not to shed a single tear, no matter what ordeals the bear man put her through. The bear man snarled and bared his teeth and treated the princess more cruelly than ever, but the princess was brave and very wise and did not shed a single tear. Now, I'm actually really confused on her part. She just wants to be strong, stoic. Why does she not want to cry? Because she's really not helping herself in the situation. Tears at last. A month passed, and the witch visited the king once more, while his daughter was being tortured by a bear. When she returned to the cave this time, however, her mood had changed. The king refuses to negotiate, and there is no point keeping a hostage anymore. It is time to kill her. Upon which she waved her wand once more, sending a deadly arrow whistling towards the princess. The bear man immediately threw his great bulk in front of her, shielding her from the arrow which pierced his chest. As he crashed to the ground, the wand fell from the witch's hand. The bear man's fate was sealed, but with his last morsel of energy, he opened his eyes and looked up at the princess. She stared back at him, her eyes wide. She probably so confused, especially since she can't hear. She got this bear man who has been feeding her the finest foods that he can gather, all of a sudden started ripping out her hair and beating her, and now he's taking an arrow for her. It's gotta be very confusing. "I have done such terrible things. I will die an evil man in your eyes." Such were the bear man's sorrowful thoughts as he perished. As he did so, tears fell and fled from the princess's eyes, raining down upon her wooden feet and arms, lifting the curse and returning her to normal. The princess immediately stood, picked up the witch's wand, and used it to draw a rune, for the princess couldn't use magic as well, you see. A large fire engulfed the cave, and the witch's wailing could be heard for miles around. Why didn't she use her magic to heal the bear? Once the blaze had subsided, nothing remained of the witch, save for a small pile of pitch-black ashes. At that moment, the bear man was brought back to life. Okay, my bad. Let me read the book. As a beautiful young prince, now with the beauty of the beast, for his dull-witted bear form was nothing but a curse imposed upon him by the wicked witch. That's what I was trying to say. From the beginning, I was like, okay, we just happen upon this bear man who just so happens to be the witch's apprentice. I'm like, did she make him? You know? The prince asked in a weak voice, for he was still upon the brink of death, Your Highness, why did you cry for me? Witnessing your death, it filled me with a terrible sorrow. Had I only known that crying would lift my curse, I should have done so sooner. I see now that you were trying to help me, even as you did those horrible things. I treated you terribly, Your Highness. Please forgive me. Of course I forgive you. You are a kind person at heart. For that I am truly grateful. Now please, do not die. Upon hearing these words, the prince shed one final tear and breathed his last. I thought he was gonna get me to live. Okay, for real. If I watched this as a movie, I would probably cry. You know, because I would know, as the audience, I know that the bear was trying to help her. I would think he's doing it wrong, but knowing how much he wanted to help her and then her finding out the truth, I think I would cry. Okay. Did he really die? The forbidden spell. Ooh. The princess stared at the prince's... He's a prince? When did we... Oh, he's a beautiful young prince. Okay. The princess stared at the prince's lifeless body for a long while, before picking up the wand once more with conviction. She had settled upon a course of action. She would cast Ashes of Resurrection. Upon casting the spell... Oh! Is this a spoiler? Oh my gosh. Is this a spoiler? Nobody spoil it if you're watching it. But what if we learn this spell? We're supposed to be finding our mom's soulmate, right? To help our mom even though she's passed away. But what if we get to actually use this forbidden spell to bring our mom back to life? Alright. I don't know. She would cast Ashes of Resurrection. Upon casting the spell, the cave was filled with white light, restoring breath to the prince's lungs as it shone upon him. The princess's spell had brought him back to life. The very next moment, however, the princess fell to the ground. As she lay there, she raised her face and asked the prince, Who are you? Ashes of Resurrection is a forbidden spell, he replied mournfully. Those who cast it always pay a terrible price. The price you have paid is your memory of me. Oh, okay. They made that seem like she was about to give a life for a life. I thought she traded her life for his life. Okay, she doesn't remember him, so she can remember him again. And the prince's eyes filled with tears of terrible sadness once more. Why are you crying? Asked the puzzled princess. Because something important has been lost. Upon hearing the princess's next words, however, the prince could not help but smile. Well, perhaps together we may make it anew? It's a happily ever after. I don't know why I seem disappointed, but it's just the trade-off that she doesn't remember him. She doesn't remember him being half of a bear man and torturing her, which is actually a nightmare that she probably would have PTSD from. I feel like this is a good trade-off. Okay, I don't think I ever read The Shipwrecked Shore or The Vault of Tears, and we've been to both these places basically now. Okay, Shipwrecked Shore. Bordering an airy stretch of water known as the ship's graveyard, countless vessels have met their end off of Shipwrecked Shore. Against all reason, foolhardy sailors continue to flock there in search of sunken treasure, their ships invariably meeting with the same fate as their predecessors. A cruel cycle indeed, though some survivors have reported seeing a strange light just before their ships were dragged beneath the waves. No one has been able to discover its source, and sages agree that searching for it would be a regrettable waste of a wizard's time and life. Alright, a Vault of Tears, which apparently we only explored 77% or something of. Formerly the capital of a wealthy desert kingdom, really sad story actually, remember the frog people? This ruined city is now referred to as the Vault of Tears. It is said that a woman's sobs can be heard coming from the vault every night, but no human has ever been seen inside. It is possible that both these rumors and the name by which the ruins are now known were inspired by the statue of the weeping women that can be seen in one of the city's temples. Oh, I wonder if that's a clue. I'm tripping. I'll literally think everything is a clue. Oh, Atomnia. I don't know if we read this. We actually haven't really explored everything in Atomnia, actually. We've only been to the Tombstone Trail and Hamlin. Whoa, we have a ton. I'm not even gonna look at this. We have a ton of stuff to see still. Alright, well, that's all the new stuff in the Wizard's Companion that we have seen so far. I can't wait to read more of those Tales of Wonders. They are so interesting and, you know. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching this. I'm currently playing The Wolf Among Us, and I just started Detention. I just started both of those games. I'm trying to play shorter games right now, so that's why all my big RPGs have been sitting for months. Also, I don't have batteries for my controller, so I can't play Unravel 2 or Batman right now. I can't even buy batteries right now, but I hope to be able to one day soon. And yes, thanks for watching this video. Um, if you want to see those new games I'm playing and other games I'm gonna be playing, feel free to subscribe. All right, I'm just trying to have a little catalog for y'all to come around and watch full gameplay videos. I also stream on Twitch. It's the same name here, sooo. And yeah, I really appreciate you listening to me talk for a while. Okay? Hope you have a good day or night, whatever you want. All right? Goodbye.